Well, hello everybody, and welcome. This is my first live stream for KSP2, I think, ever, so hi! Alright, so let's wait for some more people to join. I see chat is already pretty active. Hi guys. And yeah, so what we're going to do today is we're going to try to attempt a JooL-5 mission. And for those of you that don't know, a JooL-5 mission is where you build a really big vehicle and try to visit all of the 5 moons of JooL. So let's see if we can manage that. Oh, you can hear me only on your left. This is not good. Thanks for the info. Let's try to change this. This should... You can only hear me on the left. I need to mono that. But how? So... Somebody have a quick idea how I can make the left channel to just a mono channel for my microphone? I'll look it up. There should be a way to get that. Yes. Down mix to mono. Where is this? Advanced audio properties. There we go. Okay. Can you hear me now in both of your ears? Those guys who said you can only hear me in your left ear, can you now hear me in both of your ears? Give me a quick reply in the chat, please. Okay, audio is good. Great! Is the balance working? Is the game audio and voice audio okay for you guys? Everything good. Okay, great. So, I have something prepared for you because you seen the big ship in the thumbnail? Well, in order to get that into orbit, that takes quite a while, and I thought we can move things along and don't have you wait 20 minutes for that. Let's just watch the launch in the condensed version. So, here we have the launch. So this was actually my first attempt when I tried to launch this, and yeah, you might have seen it in the trailer for the live stream.
Again!
And yes, now we're launching the thing for real. Yes, I'm live, Josh. Hi there. And what you're watching here is my attempt to get the rocket into orbit, or the JooL-5 vehicle into orbit. This took quite a while because, you know, performance and all, and we had like less than 10 frames per second, so I pre-recorded that, and we can now watch this together. And yeah, jump scare warning. Oh, was the again too loud? I'm sorry. Maybe the levels were a bit too much. Yeah, I don't have a pre-recorded again, so I can only give there's not going to be a pre-recorded again, only me. So yeah, don't worry about that jump scare again. Sorry. Didn't mean to scare you guys. Alright. So basically that was the launch. So we have that thing in orbit now, and now that we have that out of the way, let's get back right into the game. Oh no, haha. There we have a quick look into the payload, and we're gonna watch that a little bit later in more detail. Yes, because now we're heading back to the game. There we go. Let's load up the save game. Where was it? Here. No, I do not have a Steam Deck. Stream Deck? Steam Deck? No, I don't have a Steam Deck and I don't have a Stream Deck. I don't have either of these things. I don't have a Steam Deck because I don't really do portable gaming. And the other reason, and for the Stream Deck, I don't have that because I don't really stream a lot and I don't see the necessity for the device for my other use cases. Music is too loud. Okay. We're gonna mute the music a little bit. And here we have our ship. And this thing here is supposed to go to JooL. We have some science reward. Not sure what it is. This pops up sometimes. And I'm not really sure why, because I don't have a... What's it called? I don't have an experiment running, but let's run this a little bit more into the sunlight. Microphone a little bit louder. Yes, I can do that. So, microphone is a bit more. Is that better? Okay. I can also turn down the sound. Okay. Well, my microphone is the what's it called? The peaks are already almost on the red, so I can't really turn up the microphone a little bit more. Otherwise, I think it would ruin the gain a little bit too much. But anyway, here we have the ship. And in here we have a few microcrafts, so to speak. So the idea is that we hit all of JooL's moons. And for that to do so, we're going to hit Lathe, we're going to go to Tidal, and we're going to go to Val and Paul and Bob. So the big green thing you can see in the cargo bay is for Tidal. And the blue thing is for Lathe, and the pink thing is for Val. What are those? If you watch closely, that's one of those newfangled science equipment stuffs. It's the U-Dunkit, because on Lathe we have an ocean, and for an ocean we can do some science experiments in liquid. And similarly with Val, we also have a liquid on there. So we have two U-Dunkits, and I'm going to leave both of them on those moons. Yes, no mercy, Paul. You're right. JooL-6, nah, that's going to be a little bit too hard. Even with some cheats, that might be too much. So, and yes, the plane on top is, of course, for Lathe, for the regular landing and getting back up into orbit. So the idea is I'm going to drop two landers onto Lathe, one in the water or near the water, and then the other one, the plane, to basically just land there, get the scientists, or rather the Kerbal, out of the U-Dunkit and bring it back to orbit. And similarly, we're going to do something with Val. I never know how to pronounce that V. Anyway, we have to get to JooL first, so let's set up our maneuver node. And in order to do that, we need to target JooL, of course. Where is it? Somewhere out there? There you are, hiding from me. Where are you hiding? Okay, so the problem is JooL is not in the correct position. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. So JooL is here and Kerbin is here. It should be similarly to Duna. If Kerbin were about in the position where Duna is right now, so like JooL at 12 o'clock and Kerbin at 3 o'clock, then we would have a good transfer window to JooL, but we don't have that, so we have to time warp a little bit first. Yeah, 17 kilometers per second of delta V. Don't believe that. Unfortunately, the delta V calculator for KSP2 is a bit wonky with the 4 Science update, and yeah, I'm not really happy with it at the moment. So delta V can go up and down and all around. Basically, it's not really a reliable thing. Okay, we need to do something else. We need to switch to a different vehicle so we can go faster, but we don't have anything else. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. You can't go full time warp unless you have a vehicle like in a really high orbit or somewhere landed or something. And yes, Dan Cooper, we're going to do manned landings on all of the moons. Okay, let's just do a really quick... Yes, it's somebody in there. And now into the tracking station. Now we can do the super fast time warp. And I like to focus the sun in here so we can go faster. There we go. See how slow JooL moves and how fast the inner planets move. And this should be about it. Yeah, not optimal, but it could be worse. Alright, so let's get back to our main ship. Oh, you were the guy who did the land tank Kerbals on Eve. Wow, much respect to you, man. I haven't tried that yet, at least not with the tech level that I'm at. Hey, look at that beautiful sunrise here. Wow, that's nice. Sometimes this game really is beautiful. Look at those lighting effects. Nice. Perfect timing for a perfect sunrise. Isn't that nice? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We want to do a transfer burn, and that we're going to do on the dark side of Kerbin, of course, because when you want to go to the outer planets, you have to do the transfer burn on the dark side of Kerbin, and if you want to go to the inner planets, you have to do it on the inside, on the sun side. Alright, that's not going to be enough, of course, but we need to zoom out to see where we're going, actually. So where's JooL? Over there. Okay. A little bit further. Fortunately, JooL has such high gravity that we're going to really... Oh! We really have to try hard to not hit it when the transfer window is more or less right. There we go, we'll move again, and we have our encounter. That's great. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I'm focused on JooL, but I want to open the maneuver node again. Where is it? It's hiding somewhere here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's try it. Oh, there it was. And stupid me just switched away too early. What I want to do is I want to focus on JooL so I can see how the periapse is actually looking there, because I want to get it as close as possible inside the planet. But I learned something new lately, because I learned that you can move the center of the map screen with the middle mouse button. And now I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? Oh, I can't move further outward. Why is that? Huh. Okay, I guess I can't do what I wanted to do here. Well, the game still throws you for a loop from time to time, even though it is a lot better than it was a while back. But we can watch it like this. So we're barely intersecting the sphere of influence of JooL here, and we want to do better. So let's fiddle around with that maneuver node. Yeah, that's the unfortunately not so glorious and exciting part of KSP. 1 or 2, both of them, the tedious task of doing maneuver nodes. Okay, then upwards, nope, downwards. This is always a bit of a hassle because you really want to get it into the plane of the planet, and you also don't want to overshoot, and you want to get the angles right, etc. Okay, let's focus here. Yeah, we're still way too far away, but now I have the icon for my maneuver node. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit further. Or what I also can do is, oops, that was too much. There we are, we're back now. What we can also do is what we can also do is we can do an adjustment burn later, because I hopefully brought enough delta V. You saw earlier that we have like at least on the clock 17,205, but as I said, I'm a little bit skeptical that that's really what we have on board. So let's just get ahead and do this. Yes, you're right, Danikov. 200 tons to Minmus is doable, but unfortunately, unfortunately, I am now at the point where I should do a 300 tons to Duna mission, and that's going to be a bit harder. Right. Okay, I'm just waiting for this behemoth of a ship to line up with the maneuver node indicator on the nav ball. And once we get that, we time warp forward to our maneuver node, and we're going to burn. Hello to Spain from Austria. And when is MacJab getting added? I have no idea. When somebody does a mod that does MacJab. We did have some type of Kerbal Engineer Redux kind of mod already a few months back, so there is something on what's the site? Was it SpaceDock or another one? I think it was SpaceDock. And yeah, you can get a mod that will basically give you similar indicators that you have here, like thrust to weight ratio for each planet and delta V per stage, etc. What it doesn't give you yet, unfortunately, and this is a feature that I really liked with the original Kerbal Engineer Redux, is that you have a torque indicator, which tells you how far off your center of thrust is from your center of mass. When you're building gigantic vehicles like this, it's really important to kind of line up the thrust so it doesn't torque itself out of the prograde vector too much. And yeah, that feature in Kerbal Engineer really helped me a lot back in KSP1. But let's get cracking with the burnin'. 400 tons to Tidal, I hope not. Or at least not in one piece. I mean, they didn't say it has to survive, right? Okay, we're going to do our burn in a few seconds. If I'm removing the UI, then it's because I want to record part of this for a video I'm going to do later. So a lot of what we're seeing here is going to end up in a video at a later time when I've finished the mission. If I can finish the mission. And here we go. Burn away! Those plumes really do look pretty. And if we were in this position for real, we would be dead. Very dead. And we can also turn on the lights a little bit. I could have done more lights maybe. not really illuminated as it could be. But let's fast forward. Let's make use of Kerbal Space Program's 2's burn in time warp feature, which I really like. It takes a lot of the time needed for these maneuvers out of the equation. Wait. Where are we controlling this from? Okay, because that angle looks kind of weird. Three, two, one, and stop. Okay, how far off are we? What? What's going on? Okay, what am I missing here? My orbit didn't change? Okay, my stream kind of broke. Am I back? Am I back? Can you see me again? Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yeah, we're back. Okay, thank you. Great. Whew. I just saw a weird error message, and then suddenly I was offline. Yeah. So what happened while you were gone? I did a 2,300 meters per second burn, and if you watch closely on the right-hand side, we had 17,000 something meters per second of delta V. Now we have 14,900. So we did spend that fuel, but we barely raised our apoapsis. I mean, what? Oh my. That didn't work out as I planned. Let's try this again. Man, if this is not calculating the maneuver nodes correctly because of the issues with... Oh, did I have an impact there? Look at the trajectory. If we go a little bit back, we're heading into JooL, but we're not heading out of it. And I don't see the trajectory. Okay, we should be back. We should be back. You didn't miss anything. I'm getting some encoding errors on OBS. I'm using NVIDIA NVENC encoder, and something went wrong. Let's see how I can do that, but I'm not really... GPU is basically idling. I mean, it's at 63%, and at 20% for 63% for encoding and 20% for 3D rendering. So my system is not really taxed or anything. I mean, if you look at this, so it can't be the performance. There is some other stuff not working. Not sure what. Maybe I can find out. Okay. The Eye of Dres. I don't know what the Eye of Dres is. Is this some kind of these discoverables or something? Some of the new Easter eggs that they're calling discoverables now? KSP infected YouTube. I think YouTube has had problems before KSP existed. Alrighty then. Let's get it on again. At least try. 2023 meters per second of delta V required. We have 14,000 left in this stage. So let's see what happens when we get a little bit closer to where we should start the burn. Yeah, but what's really curious is it says 5 minutes burn, but I don't think I can burn. Can burn 2K in 5 minutes with this kind of vehicle. But let's try again. Keon, what microphone am I using? Yes, it is a Shure SM7B. Had that thing for an eternity now, which means a few years. Okay, 5 minutes burn. What? Look at that! My app perhaps isn't changing. Now it's changing. They broke Time Warp. They broke burn under Time Warp. It's completely broken now. Oh my. Well, so we wasted almost half our tank. My God. Also, look on the delta V counter on the right. It claims we still have 10k of our 17k left, but the hydrogen fuel is almost depleted. So that's a sham. Resource manager, why don't you show me the resource manager? Is this only available in flight view, not in map view? Okay, yeah, look at that. We only have like a quarter or a fifth of our hydrogen left, and we supposedly still have 10k in there from 17k. Yep, it is time to do this again. Yeah, we have to do a 5 minute real-time burn apparently, but I have to load this up again. Let's see, that save game from earlier, does it still have the full fuel in there? If it has, then it's going to be okay. Then we don't have to repeat hunting for the maneuver node again. That would be a pain. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. That was on time. And now the orbits are gone. Well, we're flying blind, guys. We're flying blind. At least the Apoapse is raising, and now I have to, I don't know, entertain you for 6 minutes until this thing is done. Bug counter 2, well, I think we're a bit higher than 2. Bug number 1 is the delta V counter. Bug number 2 is the burn time warp not working. Bug number 3 is the trajectory lines disappearing. So yeah, I need to restart the game for this to work. Look at this, a stealth solar system. Oh my. What I really want them to finally fix is, well, all those bugs we just talked about earlier, but what I really want them to fix is the delta V amount required here on the burn timer. I really want this to go down in real time. I want the maneuver plan burn timer to tell me how much is still left to burn. So when I'm already underway burning like I'm doing now, I don't care that the initial required delta V was 2305. I want to know what is still left. And I don't care about the timer going up or down. Well, it's important and it's good to know, but the most important information is the delta V, and they really need to change that, in my opinion. Alright, so 1 minute down. Unfortunately, I was wrong. I made a mistake. Do you guys know which mistake I made when I told you earlier that I'm going to have to entertain you for 6 minutes for the duration of the burn? Why was I wrong? Chat, let's have a guess. Tell me. Come on, guys. Why was I wrong when I said, oh, I have to wait for 6 minutes now? Yep. Because 6 minutes game time is not 6 minutes real time, because we are not playing at like 60 or even 30 frames per second. Where do we have the FPS counter? There we have it. We are now at 12 frames per second. So basically those 6 minutes, I don't know. How much is it going to be? 12? 18? Yeah, we're going to sit here for a while until that is over, but this should be pretty much the longest burn we have to do with this vehicle to get away from JooL. Yes, the game is not running in real time, and no, Pete Sourbeer, I cannot do time warp, because when I do time warp, the apoapse isn't raising, then I'm just burning fuel without any effect. And I don't want that. So yeah, somebody should have started a stopwatch or something. Grab my guitar. Yeah, I could try to play you a tune or something in the meantime. Yes, engine light is basically part of KSP2, as you can see here. They are self-illuminating, so it's a good thing when you do landing on the night side. You always have a nice thing. You always have illumination under your lander. Okay, so 13 FPS is the fastest we could go. At the moment, I'm going to remove that FPS counter because I really don't want to see that. Jeff Knott, would you still recommend KSP2? I would recommend KSP2 since the Force Science update for a larger amount of people than I would have before. So with the Force Science update, I really think this is now a game. Before that, it was really a experimental sandbox type thing where you could throw together parts and whatnot, but with the science equipment and with the missions, you really have stuff to do, and you really have some sort of what the developers call a game loop. And the loop concept is kind of interesting because it's like, okay, you do something and you get rewarded, and then you do the loop again to get another reward. And the thing is, you do science experiments, you get science points, you spend those science points in the tech tree, repeat until science tree is full, or until you have visited every planet and moon and solar system. No, it's not 100 parts. It's like 200, 300. I don't know. Can we see that somewhere at the moment? We can only see some stats, but we can't see how many parts in there. I mean, we could start counting parts in the parts manager. But maybe that's not that's not something we want to start. But I think I remember this is something like 300 parts or something. I don't know. It has a lot less struts than it would have had a few versions back, because the fixed 2 wobbly rockets are basically the reintroduction of auto strut, made it a lot better. Is JooL-5 an actual mission, or did you do it yourself? Well, minor bet. In the olden days, when KSP-1 was still very young, and when they didn't even have mining equipment back then, so they didn't have the ISRU parts or the drills or whatever, somebody in the KSP forums invented the JooL-5 challenge. There were like 3 levels to it. One was like, a JooL-5 challenge basically is, you go to the JooL system, the planetary system like Jupiter, and you visit all 5 moons of the JooL system. And and you get a science and bring it back. And one level was do it in any manner possible. Then the other is land 2 Kerbals on each of the planets and moons, and the third was do it with the same science package. So you have one vehicle with all experiments on it, and that exact same vehicle has to land on every of the 5 planets. We're not going to do this here. We're going to do just a version where we kind of try to do at least a little bit. And yeah, that's what we're going to attempt here. So, thank you, Pantomas PG, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And Moritz Space, do you think KSP2 is better than console KSP1? I can't tell, because I never played KSP1 on console, but from what I've heard, it's pretty rough. Yeah, so anyone in chat who has played KSP1 on console and also KSP2, can you tell us of your experience? That would be interesting. Oh, that's what you meant, minor bet. No, it's not a mission from the mission control, at least not yet. I decided myself to do it. Yeah, in this save game, I unlocked the entire tech tree by cheating. I did the Alt F8 and gave myself a bunch of science points to unlock the tech tree. So I had all the parts and just could build freely without any what's it called? Anything holding me back. And I have another save game where I play basically for real, where I just try to grind the tech tree without any cheats and without any workarounds or exploits. Oh, and we have a sunrise again. There we go. Beautiful. Going to record that quick. Yeah. And now we are... This looks a lot better now. When look at the Delta V counter, we're now almost 2,000 down, and this kind of matches up with the fuel levels. And our apoapse is also now raised a lot higher than before. So a lot better than before. Still, we don't have any orbit lines, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to restart the game as soon as we're done with that burn. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to match those numbers of the planned apoaps and my real apoaps. So even if we don't see the orbits according to the numbers we see, we can still get there as close as possible. Let's look into chat again. There was a bug that made the sun explode. Okay, I did not experience that. That really sounds like crazy and also kind of fun. Kind of sad I didn't experience that. On the other hand, I think I would be a bit annoyed if this would happen during an important mission or something. So, hello everyone who joined again, or who has been here just for a short while. What we're doing is a JooL-5 mission, and we're going to have to restart the game in a short while because we don't see any orbits anymore. Yay! That's what you get from pressing F2 too often. Yes, F2 is one of the reasons why this bug happens. Hey, Pat F! Great! Hey, I really enjoyed Space Creator Day. I don't really know from your name who you were there, because there were so many faces and so many new people, but hey, great that you were there. And I hope there's going to be a Space Creator Day 2024. Maybe we can meet there as well. Who knows? If I get invited. If I don't get invited, I'll probably go anyway and buy a ticket. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it there. Hello, Meinhard Absalon. You don't have to call me Mr. Zone. You can just call me Zone. Okay. Have you experienced a bug where you can't retract extend parts after time up? Yes, I have experienced that a lot. So basically what happens is there we go. We have a JooL encounter. And we're almost finished with the burn. A little bit more. 3 and should be 74. Yeah, should be about 74. Okay, I'm going to do a short save here. Let's call it JSO2. And now I have to restart the game. Yeah, sorry. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Paul Sido. Really appreciate it. I hope I pronounced your last name correct. Situ? Saitu? Situ? I would say Situ. If that's wrong, please tell me in chat. I have no idea how to pronounce it, and I really try to pronounce names correctly. Yeah. But if I don't, I apologize. Okay, whoops, no, we don't want to quit again. We're back again in the game. One of the really fortunate things of KSP2 is how quick it loads compared to KSP1. That's a lot better than before. No, Pete, unfortunately, a reload not always fixes that problem. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and restarting the game is usually the best call to remedy that problem. Okay, let's see where we are. Yes, we have our we have a moon encounter. I don't want it to have a moon encounter. Well, it's just a little one. Ah, okay, that would have been a moon encounter if we had done that maneuver node again. Yeah, weird. Okay, and now we don't have a JooL encounter. Why is that? Maybe if I just burn ahead, maybe something changes. Nope. Well, so that burn was a bit for nothing, but it doesn't matter because I think we just need to go over here and create a new maneuver. And with that, we're going to fix this. All right. Yeah. Now we have to burn a little bit retrograde. And there we have our periapsis. Oh wow, we overshot by a lot. Whew, that was not good. That's a little bit too much. I'm trying to get this down as much as I can. So they really need to put the layer of the maneuver node on top, because if it's hidden behind all of those other icons, it's really bad. Yeah, because now I don't have I don't see the prograde and retrograde vectors anymore. Yeah, that was not good. Come on. 893,000 kilometers. Okay, we need to get that down. But we're going to do that later when we're outside of Kerbal sphere of influence. While you're going to see why a little bit later, because there's something we don't see here. And that's our ascending and descending node. They should be somewhere here on our trajectory, but we don't see them yet. We only see them once we leave Kerbal's sphere of influence. And yeah, I regard this as a bug. But yeah, let's hope they're going to change that sometime in the future. Right, well, we wait for this thing to slowly reorient itself to now burn retrograde. So basically we wasted a bit of fuel. Ah, your name is Yuri. Okay, I don't read Cyrillic, so I was not sure what to call you, but now I know. Hi, Yuri. Yeah, that's right, Paul. I am 193 centimeters tall, and the ESA requirement for height was 190 centimeters. When I applied to for that ESA astronaut program, I thought maybe there was some wiggle room, because now they have like the Dragon capsules, and those look a lot more spacious than the Soyuz. But yeah, I think my height was the least of my deficiencies to get accepted in that program. I mean, I'm already on the top of the age limit, and I don't have any science background, or at least no official science education, no PhD. I'm not a military pilot or whatever. So yeah, my dreams of becoming an ESA astronaut were slim at best and delusional at worst. We have some research opportunity. Let's research. And we now have some survey data and some other data and some sample data. Right. Is the new lab on board? Not exactly. Good question, but it's not the lab, it's the mini lab. Looky here. we're going to resume that orbital server. No, we can't. We're going to cancel that. Maybe we can do that on the grasslands. The problem is it has to run for 6 minutes, and since Kerbal is turning below us and we're in orbit and we're going really fast, we're going to leave the biome we're above. So we're now on the grasslands and probably going to switch to something else soon, and then the timer is going to stop because it needs to be on the same thingy, whatever. No, Gleb, I don't think it's bad that we're counting bugs. I mean, I've submitted almost 30 bugs to the developers during the preview phase of the For Science update. But at the moment, I think they're almost all on holiday, or a lot of them are on holidays. I mean, it's Christmas and New Year's, and they deserve a break. They had a really tough year, I can imagine, because after early access came out, there was a lot of stuff they had to take care of, since all of us had a few feelings about how the game was. And yeah, now with the For Science update, I think they delivered a solid update, and it's now a lot better game than it was before. All right, now we have 5 minutes to wait. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that survey because it takes too long. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a hindrance when we're doing the orbital survey stuff. Yeah, so to finally answer the question from before, the Star Lab is not on board because it weighs 3 tons, and I didn't want to use up the space and the mass. But what I brought is the small one, the Mini Lab, which requires 20 units of electricity per second for 6 minutes. So it requires 7,200 units of electricity for it to work, to complete one survey. So you really need to bring a lot of a lot of batteries and some way to recharge them. All right, a few seconds and then we can start our burn. Let's focus on JooL so we can get this really as good as possible. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's like 3 seconds per second. And here we go. Let's burn this thing. And yeah, 10 more seconds of burn time. I really want this encounter to work, and then I want to rework it once we're out of the sphere of influence of Kerbal, because I really want to get it closer so we can use the gravity of JooL and of its moons to do some gravity braking. Yeah, I think that's the closest we could get from the point where we were. Lower than 900,000 kilometers. That's okay-ish for the time being. And let's get out of here. There we now have a descending node. Finally something. Okay. Let's do a quick save. And let's time warp outside of Kerbal. Goodbye, Kerbal. See you later. And now we are in Kerbal orbit. Or where are we? We should be now in Kerbal orbit. Yes, we're in interplanetary space at the moment. And there at the descending node, I want to try if we can get closer to our target destination. So let's open up the maneuver node again. Yo guys, quick question in chat. Have you noticed that developers really try to hammer home the term maneuver plan for this thing here, because they thought, okay, this is a more concise way to talk about this. Do you guys still say maneuver node, or have you already switched to maneuver plan? And do you think that new players will make more sense of maneuver plan than of maneuver node? I'm interested about your opinion on that. Yeah, Nelson, I also am a bit curious about that. I really thought that Kerbal Orbit was also a science opportunity, because I mean it is a new situation and it was in KSP1, so I'm curious why they decided against that. Okay, fiddling around with the maneuver node. I really hate that the maneuver gizmo is behind everything. Now we're talking. We're really close now. Almost vertical. Question to you guys. Where do I enter this sphere of influence and where do I exit it? Why doesn't the game tell me where is my entry point and where is my exit point? Or am I too stupid? This also was a problem in the original game. It never really showed when you have the closing circles. Oh, you mean those on top, they're moving in and the other ones are moving out. Ah, well, that makes sense. Thank you, I learned something new. Let's see if you are right. I mean, no reason not to be. I just need to fiddle around with this a little bit more, because I really want to have a encounter with one of the moons. Yes, and we have, oh yes, we have a Tidal encounter. That's great, because Tidal has such huge gravitational effect that it's going to be really good for us to use as a gravity break to save a lot of Delta V. My first stream in 4 years. Well, it was high time, wasn't it? Yeah, it's really tough for me to set up time for streaming and stuff, because I can only do it when everyone else at home is already asleep or close to it. All right. Now we're talking. We have to start our burn in 22 days, but let's do a quick save here. So, yeah. If you do a big mission, be it KSP1 or be it KSP2, always use a bunch of save games. Like at every important step of the way, make a save game. When you encounter a planet, when you leave a planet, when you've landed on a planet, when you are circularized, whatever. When I did my Invictus mission, I had like, I don't know, probably 150 save games or something at the end of it. So yeah, you're going to need a lot if you're doing a big mission. And this is not just for KSP2 because it's so buggy. It was also for KSP1 because, let's face it, even at its peak, KSP1 still had quite a few bugs and krakens and stuff you had to work around. Yeah, that's true, Paul. Colonies should come faster than for science. That's what Nate had said, but he, of course, didn't want to say how fast it's going to be. Is it going to be May? I don't know. I would more. I would think more along the lines of like maybe end of June, like something for the holidays, for the school holidays. You know what I mean? End of school, beginning of summer, so people have more time to play a game. That's when they probably going to release the colonies update, because you have to remember there have to be some sort of minor patches in between. You know, we now have 0.20, we're going to have 0.21, we're going to have 0.22, probably 0.23 maybe. So there's like a cadence of maybe 2 months or something where we're going to see releases, probably. Just my assumption based on past performance and on what they said in interviews and over the past few months. Happy Halloween 2024. Well, not my name. I'm not sure you're in the same time zone as us. Will I be launching rockets tomorrow in real life? No, I won't. I live in a densely populated area and I am really not a fan of fireworks in these surroundings. When we still had cats, we had 2 cats and both of them died, unfortunately. They really had a rough time on New Year's Eve. So all of that fireworks and explosions and stuff, they were like hiding in the darkest corners and the tightest spaces for half a day, even when everything was gone. So it's really rough on animals. And I know people who have dogs in the city that for them, they say for their animals, for their pets, New Year's Eve, all those fireworks is like torture. So yeah, I enjoy fireworks in and of themselves. I like to watch them. I like being. There was a firework for some event that was rather close. It was a safe distance, but it was rather close, and we could really feel the vibrations from launching of the bombs. And yes, it's called bombs, not rockets. And I enjoy watching it. I enjoy feeling that the visceral feeling of all this oomph. But there's a lot of downsides to all this New Year's Eve fireworks stuff. And there's also every year a few people who lose a few of their digits or their entire hand or some other injuries, their eyes. The problem is people not only launch rockets, they tend to get drunk before doing so. And explosions and alcohol. I just was about to say it's not a good mixture, but actually, since alcohol was used as rocket fuel in the past, it's not that bad of a mixture. But not when you're the one drinking the alcohol. You should burn the alcohol for rocket fuel. Anyway, that was a long diatribe. Sorry. Hey, you do you. You have fun, but be responsible. Okay? And think of the people around you. I have to take a drink. Pure water, by the way. Best drink ever. Alright, let's fast forward. Alright, did I miss anything in chat? Yeah, I also am looking really forward to Colonies. I think it's going to enhance the gameplay a lot more than Interstellar will be. Because Interstellar is, I don't know, it's like a planet pack for KSP1, in my mind at least. In my mind, it's like, okay, we now have explored the Kerbal system, we have explored all the planets, all the moons, etc. Okay, now what do we do? Okay, we have now colonies and all these new game mechanics, and Interstellar is like a way to expand these game mechanics to new environments and have like new problems to solve, like these binary planets we saw in the trailers, our that puff planet with the eyeball planet, as we called it. It's going to be interesting to see for sure, but I agree with Paul that colonies is going to be a lot more important for the game because it's going to change a lot of the gameplay dynamics. Yep, you're right, Minor Bat. It often affects bystanders as well. And there's like an apartment building close to where I live, and I've witnessed a rocket landing in one of the balconies once and creating a fire a few years ago, so yeah, not that great. So if you want to do fireworks, do it in a wide open space with nobody close to you, and ideally get a permit. There's a reason why those things exist. Yeah, I'm going to sound like I'm beginning to start to sound my age or my gray beard here. But honestly, I never really had the need to do fireworks myself. It's like, yeah, cool, but nah. I mean, we did. There were these. When I was in basic school, ground school, what do you call it in English? I don't know. It's like age 6 to 10. When I was in that type of school, a friend of mine and me, we bought like these mini rockets. They were like half €1 or something in today's money. And what we would do was we would use like toilet paper rolls and put those mini rockets inside and light them and hunt each other with those. Yeah, we were also trespassing in an abandoned factory building, so 80s kids fun. It's 4G on the surface. Who? Where is 4G? Ah, Ovin. Ah, okay. 4G on the surface. That's going to be tough to land on. Oh yeah, not my name. War veterans. That's an important important thing I didn't think about, because we don't really have those here in Austria because we're neutral. We don't do wars. We just send people into war zones after the war zone has been cleared up as some sort of kind of security force. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, those are only volunteers, fortunately, because Austria's military is mostly built of conscripts. Because every male in Austria at the age of 18 or after reaching the age of 18 has to do either 6 months of military service or 9 months of some replacement type service. And that's either like ambulance driver or nurse or crossing guard or some kind of administrative work. So every male Austrian is forced into either military service or labor. Progressive. Bye, Minor Bat. Thanks for dropping by. All right. I will, Paul, but first let's get this trajectory just about right. We're almost done. Looking good so far. Hey, why is this? Why is it now moving away? That was not the plan. Well, that didn't work out as I expected. Right. Okay. What can we do now? Maybe, just maybe, how far is that away? 1 hour, that's enough time to fiddle around with that maneuver node. Okay, so yeah, we have a conscription military, and we also have like it's a mixture. It's like the bulk is like conscription service, like where you have to serve when you're a male Austrian, and there's also a bunch of people who are like career soldiers who say, okay, I want to do this for a living, and yeah, then they kind of do the usual. I don't know if that job is usual, but then they do their service, and they become like something like drill sergeants or in the special operations type thing and whatnot. Okay, let's try to get closer to Tyler. I need to focus here. Okay, that's close to Tylo, and we're going to adjust that once we're in JooL's sphere of influence. Ah, yeah, Robert, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, there was this kind of referendum, and basically, in my opinion, it was old people that also wanted to have younger people to be forced into that service, voting to keep it instead of being more progressive and kind of switching stuff up. We could have like focused our military into something more modern, and maybe then the budgetary problems wouldn't be as much as they are now. Basically, our military is a joke. So if something like what happened to Ukraine would happen to us, now, a year or two later, we wouldn't talk about keeping the fight going. We would have lost in the first week. All right, so let's not talk about these depressing things anymore. Let's try to get our encounter with JooL. I really want to go there. At least I want to finally arrive there before we continue this at another time, because we have been held up by bugs and other stuff. How do I think the world will end? I think we're going to see the heat death of the universe. If you don't know what that is, I can explain it to you. Hey, you deleted your message, but I still answered it. Yeah, Robert, I don't think we're going to be invaded either. It's just a theoretical thought. I mean, we're surrounded by NATO and EU members. Unless we leave the EU and unless we kind of annoy every one of our allies and friends in the world, then any invader would have to get through them first before they get to us. So, yeah. And our final adjustment burn. Now I really want to see that Tylo encounter happen. Let's get that Tylo gravity assist working. Come on. And yes, this looks good. We're going to Tylo. Okay, let's fast forward. I really hate that the camera goes into the center of the vehicle once you leave map view. I really wanted to remember the zoom factor. JooL or bust? Yes. Okay, Paul, you asked me about my service. I was a what we call Zivildiener. So basically I was part of an ambulance team for a while. And at my time, it wasn't 9 months, it was 12 months. Yes. So I was a medic for about a year. And most of the time we were just transporting people to like hospitals for standard checkups and whatnot. But there was the occasional emergency and like traffic accidents and heart attacks. And yeah, we had like 3 weeks of intensive training. So like imagine CPR training, but a lot more in depth with medication stuff and whatnot as well. And then I was let loose on the patients, and I had my first patient die on me 2 days after I went into service. So yeah, it was an experience. I was 21 years old, and those 12 months really, really stuck with me. How many frames did you get when you launched the thing? Nathan, I got about 10 or 12 or something, because I did not do the vector fallacy as I usually would, because I really like the vector engine because it is so powerful. What I did do was I used more of the Mammoth engine, and by doing so I managed to keep frame rates at a more reasonable situation. Okay, we are now in the JooL system. Yay! Okay, let's try to adjust our JooL trajectory a little bit, because at the moment, as it is set up now, we are going to not use a gravity brake, but a gravity slingshot. So what it's doing now is it's going to kick us out of the JooL system, and we don't want that, of course. Where are we? There we are. Going to create another maneuver. What's going on here? Let me click this. The game doesn't let me click the line. When I mouse over, this menu appears, but when I put my mouse over it, try to put my mouse over it again, it disappears. I'm hunting the menu and I can't hit it. Oh my. Okay, let's do a quick save and reload. Maybe it helps. All right. So what am I going to do now? I am trying to get my Tidal encounter into a little bit better shape. And for that, I want to have Tidal in my view. Where is it? Tidal, there you are. Focus. Because what we want to do now is we want to get that trajectory on the other side of it, so we can get the gravity brake, not the gravity accelerator, what we're doing now. And now we're here on the other side. Okay, that was even worse. Oh no, it was braking, but it wasn't braking enough. We need to do better than this. Also, it's a retrograde, so yeah. Nope, now we're crashing into Tidal. We don't want to crash into Tidal. I mean, I don't really like Tidal. Tidal is a tough nut to crack. But we need to go there anyway. Yeah, so, that's not working. Curious, maybe I'm coming in too hot or something, because I remember in the olden days of KSP when I did a Tidal gravity assist that I would usually end up inside JooL's sphere of influence without having to do any more braking burns. But I'm not doing this here now. Why not? Look at this. Now we're way faster outside, and I don't want to get faster. I want to get slower. Maybe if we do maybe we can do a double. And with double I mean that we can not Val, but maybe we can reach lathe. That would be fun to have lathe and Tidal. Okay, I need to concentrate on these things here now, unfortunately. Yeah, aero brake at lathe, huh? That would be something. Oh, are we? Oh, we did it completely wrong. I messed up a lot. Because we're on the completely wrong side of JooL. We should be coming from the other trajectory side. We should be coming from here. Because what we did earlier was it would look at that. Our original trajectory has a much higher apoapsis than our the one I've plotted just about now. That's the problem, because we don't have to just take Tidal's gravity into account. We also have to take JooL's gravity into account. And yeah, now we would crash into JooL. We don't want that. But maybe we can get a Tidal encounter either way. But not at the moment, it seems. Okay, sorry for being so quiet at the moment. I need to think how I can improve. Ah, there we go. That looks a lot better. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do in the first place. So I wanted to do a gravity assist like this, so I could get into JooL's sphere of influence. But because I was, yeah, Danikov, it broke my mind as well. My problem was that I was only thinking about the Tidal gravity assist, but I wasn't thinking about JooL's gravity, because the trajectory, you see the blue trajectory and you see the yellow trajectory, and the blue trajectory is on the side of JooL where JooL would accelerate us because we're kind of coming in hot, and the yellow trajectory or orange trajectory would be on the side of JooL where it would slow us down. So yeah, I should have changed that earlier with the first burn to save some more fuel, but we should have enough to work this out. So maybe we do lathe first, or we do lathe as a gravity assist and then we do Tidal. Let's see. This is fun. Okay, let's adjust this a little bit further. Let's try to get as close to lathe as we can without burning up, because I really want to attempt a what's it called? An aero brake maneuver here that would be dangerous with this vehicle configuration. Okay, we're now well inside. This would be well inside Tylo's sphere of influence, orbit, not sphere of influence. But this is better. Now we would be in almost an orbit around Tylo. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's save this first before we do something we regret. Oh, I need to burn. Yeah, I know. Just let me get there. Yeah, I was talking too much. How do I do fairings? How do I do fairings, or how do you do fairings in general? The killer locust. You don't have to repeat your questions 3 times. I read it the first time. $980 parts for your Eve-craft. Wow. That's a lot. 16,000 tons wet mass. I'm impressed that you managed to that you managed to get that thing working at all, to be honest. Even on my computer, in KSP2, a craft with almost 1,000 parts is rough. Especially when you're using a lot of engines, which you probably have to do when you do a Eve return mission. Now we're trying to get on the other side of JooL, because as I mentioned before, I messed up the gravity assist. Yeah, gravity assists, they're like... I've read a few things about it, and I watched some explanation videos about it, and it still hurts my brain. And one of the main problems I have with gravity in general, not just in KSP, is that in German, in the German language, we say Schwerkraft, which means like the force of being heavy. But the problem is, gravity is not a force, which is something people on YouTube try to explain. The physics and science community on YouTube, they have a few videos that try to explain that. But it still breaks my brain, because you have to think about space-time and how it is curved because of mass, and that's why you're accelerating and you're not being attracted. But then there are other forces that prevent you from being attracted and contracted and whatever. And now I need to focus on this burn. Wait, give me a second. So we're almost done. Yeah, that was... I messed that up because I started it too late. Ugh. Well, that was not good. But maybe we can fix it here, because then we can get into a better configuration, really wasting fuel here. Now we have a Val encounter. I don't want a Val encounter. I wanted a lathe encounter. Where's my lathe encounter? I lost my lathe encounter. Give me back my lathe encounter. Come on. An orbital bounce. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Where is my lathe encounter? Why don't I get my lathe encounter? I also don't see any of these target markers. You know that 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B things? Where are they? Ah, come on. Well, I guess I have to try again. Sorry about that. Let's load one up. Where was this one? Was this already? I think this was already when we were in JooL. Manure plan. Well, when you do it like I do it, then yeah, you could call it the manure plan. Okay. Let's do it better this time. Oh, come on. UI elements disappearing when you want to hover your mouse above them. That's really annoying. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs work still in KSP2, of course, as we all have established already. And as all of you already know, of course. But still, despite all that, I'm enjoying this. All right. We have our lathe encounter, and we crash into JooL. Well, that's not good. We don't want that. And now lathe is basically pushing us away. Okay, trying to fix this a little bit. Okay, not too shabby. Not too shabby. We're now well safe with just 127 meters per second of delta V. We are now quite safe inside JooL's sphere of influence. Can get that even further down, and I want to get it close to where Tidal is, because I want to start my journey on Tidal, because for me it's the toughest nut to crack, and that's why I want to get it over with as quickly as possible. And lathe is almost like a palette cleanser afterwards, because lathe is so pretty, at least in my mind, that it's a lot more joyful for me to go there. Oops. Yeah, I think this is the best we can do at this point in time. Maybe once we're in Lathe's sphere of influence, we can do a little bit more adjustment, but this looks not bad. Bye, Jeff. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for chatting with us. Into the next sphere of influence. Always trouble to time. Yeah, there's a question by Nico Zimmermann. How do you warp into sphere of influence? Actually, I do it manually. I do it like press the button to time warp, and then I wait when I'm close to the sphere of influence, and I reduce time warp. That's how I do it. Bye-bye. Yep, Nate was at the Space Creator Day, and he was basically at the booth all day, He and Dakota and who was also there, Nick, I think Nicholas was his name, from the German team. And they were like swarmed with people all the time. So Nate was like doing full booth stuff all day. And then he had to do the presentation, and then he had to do 3 interviews in a row with me, with Matt Lown, and with Whitney, Space Explorer W, if you know her. She's more active on Twitch, I think, than on YouTube, but she's a French creator, and she also does a lot of KSP stuff. And it was great to get to know her and all the other guys, and you guys who were there. If Lathe was real, it'd be well inside JooL's radiation belt. Well, that depends. Does JooL have a magnetic field? Not every planet has one. Not every moon has one. So, I don't know. Show the ship, Steward MC. Yes, we're going to show the ship. There is the ship. Sorry for staying in the map screen for so long, but with the JooL missions, I always tend to hang around a lot in that map screen because I need to plan those maneuvers. And we do some experiments already in storage. Yeah, the problem is I have multiple instances of some of the experiments on board. And then this error message comes up, and it's a bit annoying because it's not really valuable, because that message is useless, because yes, I have the I have the thing, and I have the points, and yeah. For those of you who've joined later and didn't see it in the beginning, this is our spaceship. We have a Lathe space plane up on front. We have then, of course, the main ship. We have in here a orbital survey package, which you can see here. It's now extended and performs its survey for the next 6 minutes or so. Then we have this huge green thing here, which is a Tidal lander and return vehicle. The lower parts are these tanks here are basically this descent stage, and that thing on top here. Unfortunately, I don't have any lighting in here. But this thing on top here is going to be the return vehicle, and is also going to be used for Val and for Bob and for Paul. And then back here we have 2 U-Dunkit units. So basically we want to get into the oceans of Lathe and also into the ice ocean of Val. So yeah, that's going to be something. And it's going to be very interesting to work that out. Let's see, how far are we with the survey here? Experiment interrupted. That's not good. Where's the science? There's the science. The mini lab in high orbit. Yeah, why was it interrupted? What was interrupted? Oh, look at that. We get 640 points for radiation measurements of JooL's high orbit. And also some samples. So we only have 344 samples points, but we already have 1144 points of data. Okay, let's forward to our maneuver. And here we want to we now want to see everything on what's going on with JooL and Lathe and whatnot. So I need to focus the camera again over there. Generic default text, yeah. Okay, there we go. We want to go to lathe, or at least we want to use lathe as a gravity assist and use it to bring us safe into the confines of JooL. And we're only going to use 127 meters per second of delta V for that, and we're doing this right now. Okay, I hope this works. I cannot use the time warp under burn or burn under time warp feature because, as I mentioned before, we have the small problem that when I do that, then I'm going to lose fuel, but I'm not going to gain anything else. So there we have it. Oops, we're going further out now. Why are we going further out now? Oops, that was not what I wanted. Maybe we can do another adjustment burn. Again, we don't have any, what's it called? Ascending or descending node. Why don't we have those? But we're going to have our gravity assist either way. What we're still going to do is that we're going to try to get a little bit closer in. Okay, fiddling with maneuver nodes. This is the part that makes KSP hard for streaming, in my opinion, because you really need to be patient with these type of things. Wow, look at that! We require 0 delta V, but we have a huge effect. Look at that. As I said, if you do the maneuver nodes correctly, or if you do the gravity assists correctly, then yeah, you're going to have huge benefits over there. We now have our orbital survey, and look at that. We have now 904 samples and 1384 data points. So yeah, that orbital survey instrument really provides a lot of science points. Stream is 2 FPS. I really hope not, Pyrocat. Maybe it's just the game. Or the stream is stuttering. Okay. I might know what the problem is. Yuri, that's the problem. I don't have... So, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I think I know what the problem is. The problem is that I also try to activate screen recording at times, and when I do, I get some errors. And yeah, that should be the problem. Sorry, that was not my intention. Okay, I need to avoid recording then. And yeah, just don't do it, basically. Okay, where was I? So basically, what we're going to do now is we're going to do an 0 meters per second maneuver in about 30 minutes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see that? Look at the numbers at the start burn in. Ah, now they're correct. Earlier there was like suddenly 5 days, 4 days, whatever. That was kind of weird. Let's see what happens now that we have our encounter at the ready. I really hope this works. I really hope we get a better trajectory than we had before. I'm using my mouse now to slowly move the cursor. No, I'm not focusing on lathe. I'm focusing on my JooL axis because that's where I want it to be. Yeah, that's good now. That's okay. Why do I want my JooL axis so high? Because I want to get to Tidal, and in order to get to Tidal, I want to get to Tidal first because the Tidal lander has like 80 to 90 tons, and I want to get rid of that mass. And once I get rid of that mass, then I have more reserves in my vehicle for lathe and for others, and it's going to be more maneuverable, etc. Yeah, multiplayer, I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with multiplayer once it's out. First, it has to be out. then we're going to see. And hey, sure, we're going to. I'm sure we're going to do some fun multiplayer stuff together with you guys. And there's going to be some events and stuff. But that's something I'm going to think about when we have that feature. Yuri, yes, I have monopropellant, but that's the monopropellant for the landers. And once I activate RCS, it activates it for the entire vehicle, and it will use up the monopropellant for the landers as well, which was a problem in KSP1 already. And it's not a problem in Realism Overhaul, because in Realism Overhaul you can stage your your control pods basically, and those will then activate their RCS not too early. Boom! There we are. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? I really enjoy that view. Quick screenshot. And now we move on to lathe. Where are you? There you are in the background. This looks really nice. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this a lot. And we're almost in the lathe sphere of influence, aren't we? Yep, there it's going to be. Let's warp until there. Again, the camera inside the vehicle instead of next to it. But yeah, we'll manage. Going to see, yes, we now have a science opportunity. And now we got some more science, and we're doing more science even still. So we can still watch our orbital survey. Are we above the oceans? Yeah. Thanks to Lathe being such a watery planet, we're going to have a lot of ocean biomes. So the lab is going to do its thing for 6 minutes there. Fortunately, I brought enough electricity for that. As I said before, it requires 7,200 units of electricity to work. Experiment finished. Ah, that was the radiation survey. Because the radiation survey takes about a minute or so. And now 2 minutes, 1 minute, 15 seconds. Yes, we have our orbital survey of Lathe. That's great, because we didn't hit an island in the meantime. Okay, let's do the gravity thing. If you notice on top, I brought a Kerbal, whose name is Kerman. Kerbin with 2 I, Kirbin. I also brought Murney and Edhead, and maybe some more, and Chadster and Tomford. Unfortunately, we don't have IVA yet, so yeah, otherwise I would show you their smiling faces. But let's get across Lathe here. Look at that. I can't wait to land on that, or splash down on it rather. Because now we're going to leave again. And now we are in our target orbit, so to speak. Okay, what we want to do now is to get to Tidal somehow. And how are we going to go about that? Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to work. Ah, there was something. But that was a Val encounter. No, we don't need a Val. We need Tylo. Okay. Maybe if we go here into descending node. But unfortunately, we're already, unfortunately or fortunately, Tylo has such high gravity that it doesn't really matter as much as long as you're in the sphere of influence of JooL, you're going to hit Tylo sometime. I don't know, Pat, if there is going to be a friend system in KSP2 for multiplayer. I have no idea what multiplayer is going to be. As I said before, we have to wait and see. Okay, where do we go? How do we go about this? How do we get to Tylo? So, let's do it like here. Anyone have a good suggestion how I go about this? Because I'm kind of just poking around, trying to get an encounter somehow. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have a... I really missed the feature, you're right, Paul, I really missed the feature where you from KSP1, where you can say, okay, show me the next orbit, show me the next orbit. We can press the plus icon. But let's try that, yeah. Quick saved, so should we crash into something in the meantime, we can go back to this point. And now let's see. Did something change? Yeah, still too far away from Tylo. but we're closing in. Thanks, Robert Mayboom. Good suggestion. Ah, so close, look. Okay, let's see if we can meet up with Tyler now. Nope, I guess not. Ah, there is something. Boom. That's a bit expensive, but we have a Tyler encounter. So let's focus on Tyler to get a clearer picture of what we're going to do here. The maneuver gizmo not being closer is a bit disappointing. I really wish we had something like the mod precise maneuver for KSP1, because this was already a problem in KSP1. To be honest, this is not something new from this game. So I assume I want to get really close to the equator so we can use that later. Yeah, this looks not bad. And it should also slow us down significantly. And then we need to do a maneuver there. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of delta V, unfortunately, to get there. But I really want to get this done and don't want to wait anymore. Ah, Nico, that's a good question that the nice people here in chat have answered me. This here, you can see in the foreground, the circles entering the trajectory are where I enter it, and the circles moving away from the trajectory are where I exit the orbit. Right, so let's wait until the ship has moved into position. There we have JooL in the background and Lathe. Yeah, Yuri, that feature was added to KSP later, you're right. But it was not as good as the mod precise maneuver, because it was so small and on the bottom of the screen, and with precise maneuver you could have the maneuver gizmo anywhere on the screen where you wanted, and you could scale the UI to your size, to the size that you wanted to have it. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot more than the stock KSP1 what's it called, improved maneuver gizmo. Robert, to be honest, I don't plan on landing close to any monuments. If it happens, then it would be a cool coincidence, but I don't plan to go there on purpose. Maybe on Bob, I want to find out if I can find an Easter egg that was there in KSP1, because I think it should be there. I've seen some spoilers somewhere, but yeah, I don't. My goal here is not to find any specific discoverables, but just to get as much science as I can out of this mission. Thanks, Sundog Builder, for the recommendation of the maneuver node editor mod for KSP2. Can you tell me where I can find it? Is it on CCAN? CCAN is already available for KSP2 as well? Interesting. I really loved CCAN for KSP1, so I need to get that going for KSP2 as well. Haven't played with any mods for long time. I think in version 1.12 or something I experimented with some of the mods, but since then I haven't. CCAN into KSP2 folder. Okay, I'll check that out. But let's get our Tidal encounter going. My system specs are a Ryzen 9 3900X, a an NVIDIA RTX 3090, and I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. That's my system specs. And the game is running okay for me. I mean, I'm not an FPS snob. I can enjoy games at less than 30 frames per second as well, as long as it's in general smooth, even at low FPS. But yeah, I'm used to really low frame rates from the 90s when I started gaming. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. And we'd have to wait for 1 minute and 30 seconds to perform our burn, which we will do about now. Boom! Look at those shiny nuke engines. Woo! Good thing we have such big tanks in between that radiation and our crew, right? Yeah, Commander video. So over here it's already midnight. What I really want to do is get into Tylo orbit and maybe attempt landing on Tylo. Let's see how fast that goes. If this goes relatively smoothly, then maybe we can manage a Tylo landing. But if it doesn't, then yeah, we need to postpone that later because I'm starting to get a bit tired and we're already more than 2 hours in. But hey, it's KSP. Under 2 or 3 hours. I don't think I ever had play sessions that in KSP that were less than 3 hours or 2 hours or something. Let's focus in on Tylo again. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not using the burn under time warp feature, it's broken. Or at least it was when I tried to escape from Kerbal Sphere of Influence, and yeah, I'm not keen on trying it again, so you have to bear with me with a little bit longer burns here. Space travel is not for the impatient. You got that right, Nelson Brown. I mean, imagine even just going to one of our closest neighbors like Mars is going to take months. So months of travel. I think one of the fastest routes we can take is like 9 months or something. So yeah, those distances are huge. And over here we already have like 1/10 of the solar system in scale, of our real solar system. So imagine how vast the distances are. I mean, there's like comparison videos out there. If you Google scale of the solar system, it's really mind-boggling. And yes, I agree, Yuri, that the new nuclear engines make this a lot easier. Oops. Why are you... Okay. Ah. These trajectory changes are sometimes so weird. First they go outside, then they go inside. Okay, now we have to be careful. I don't want to crash into Tidal. I want to get into a stable orbit. And I want to get in a really close orbit. Yeah, that should about do it. All right. Let's save this. Where are we? I think it's the 5th. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Where's our tile encounter? Over there. So we can safely time warp until then. Boom! That's one of the things I really love about what's it called? About JooL missions, the dance of the moons around the gas giant when you time warp around it. That's really fun to watch. Okay, we can get even closer. Time warp to about the encounter. Hello, Nikos. Good evening or good night or wherever you are in the world. What kind of greeting is appropriate at the time? Oh, we're in a retrograde orbit around Tylo. Okay, guys. Didn't we say that that these indicators, that the rings moving in tell us that we're moving inside a trajectory, and when the rings are moving out, we're moving out of the trajectory? This looks like it's completely the opposite way. But I could have looked at the indicators here, because now they tell us planet ship leaving. Yeah. Ah, well. Okay, let's focus on Tyler. Oh, also let's start our science. And then we have to do a capture. There we go. What I'm going to attempt is, just want to have a look at how much delta V would it require to flip our trajectory around, and for that I really want to have the Tylo apoapsis far away, because the further it's away, the easier it is to do these plane changes. 102 meters per second of delta V, that's manageable. No, we're on our first moon, Nikos. You did lose some science. We did some orbital science around JooL. We did some orbital science around Lathe. We didn't land on Lathe. We used Lathe to gravity assist us into JooL's sphere of influence. We still have to wait for our orbital survey to finish running. What biome are we on? Highlands. Okay, so we need to be above the highlands for this to work. Let's wait until we are oriented correctly. Yeah, I need to experiment with the rings and the indicators. I think the icons on the map view, they're okay from the intuitive thing. Yeah. But the rings are not as good. Are we still above the highlands? Yes, we're still above the highlands. That's good. And where's that maneuver indicator? Ah, over there. Okay, chat. We're doing it. We're going to go into orbit around Tidal. And then we're going to unleash the green beast inside. Honestly, I didn't even think about that, but apparently the most powerful lander in here in the cargo bay is the color of the Hulk. So it's the strongest, not Avenger, it's the strongest lander. Kind of fitting, don't you think? Are Kerbals like mini Hulks? Puny little Kerbals. Maybe they're like the not fully grown mini Hulks. What do you think? Any one of you watched the What If Season 2 series on Disney Plus? I just finished it yesterday or today. Today, actually. It was a lot better than Season 1. Like, no comparison. Let's move things along a little bit. Let's hope this survey is finished soon. 2 minutes. 1 minute. And yes, we have the orbital survey data. Great. From high orbit around Tidal. I don't think we're going to manage to get a low orbit one because that would take 6 minutes per region, and I think we will be going too fast for that. Okay, and we have another night side burn. Oh well. Not to worry. Okay, we are able to do some more science here because we're now in close orbit around Kerbal. Kerbin? Tylo, of course. Why did I say Kerbin? Going to do some more orbital survey, but I'm afraid we're not going to remain above the highlands as long as we need for this to work for 6 minutes. Sentient fungi. Interesting. Well, Nico, I hope this won't happen with this vehicle because there are quite a few docking ports here, and yeah, I need these vehicles to dock again. Oh, Nelson, yeah, the What If books from Randall Munro. That's also something I have. It's actually here. Oh, wait. 3, 2, 1. Go. What If? I've read both of them. Actually, quite a fun read. Stop. Okay. Are we still in highlands? No, we're now in the lowlands. That's why we can't resume our survey. Maybe we get above highlands. Ah, there we go. Highlands. Now we can resume it. Unfortunately, it doesn't resume it immediately. You have to wait. You see here, the boom is still extending. You have to wait until the boom is extended and all the antennae are extended and it does its thing, and then we can do the orbital survey. And now we're already above another biome, and now we're again above the highlands because apparently there were some quick switches. And we have to wait until that is now extended. There it is. And once that is extended, then the timer will start running again. Now I can try to... I hope we can... Nope. Again, we need to resume it. Yeah, that's a bit of an annoyance. I would love to have some kind of auto-resume feature, you know, or not have to wait for it to deploy every time. Like, keep it deployed so I don't have to wait for it. And again, we're not the lowlands. Yeah, I agree, Paul. No, highlands. Now I have to click resume again. Then it's running again. Yeah, the devs said when me and the other creators who had earlier access to the For Science stuff, and we mentioned this, they said, yeah, they need to think about improving this a little bit. So let's try it again. Again, we need to wait for it to extend, so that's another 10 seconds we need to wait, and then it can start running. In the meantime, we probably switched biome again. Science automation. Tell me more, Nelson. What do you mean by science automation? Yeah, we're piecemealing ourselves across the highlands for this orbital survey. That's a bit of an annoyance. But yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. We can do that orbital science stuff later, of course. What I now want to do is change our orientation, because I'm really not happy with being in a retrograde orbit. And I just want to see what is required to change that. Oops, that's the wrong direction. So, plane change maneuver. $400 meters, 300. Yeah, that's not too bad. Can we spare 370 meters per second of delta V? I think we can, because I do believe we have an advantage going prograde. Hell 9000 tech tree. Hell 9000 automation. Ah, you mean like the robotic stuff from the Breaking Ground expansion for KSP1, right? Oh, that would be nice. I mean, it would be nice, since we have this automatic experiment button here. I mean, it does a lot automatically already. So yeah, it should be less of a hassle than it is at the moment for the orbital survey. But I'm sure they will think of something. Yeah. Periapse of 33 is maybe a bit too low. I tend to try to stay on Tidal at about, I don't know, 40 to 45. That's usually working. Oh, we're above the highlands again. Let's see whether or not we can manage to do some more science. And we're going to have to wait anyway, because we need to orient ourselves to our maneuver node for the plane change. we're about half of our tanks. So we started with the hydrogen tanks. So we started with about 17k of a meter per second of delta V of hydrogen fuel, and we're now down to almost half of that, but we're at 13,000. So we used about 4,000. So the real delta V of this vehicle is not 17k, but probably more along the lines of 8,000 at the moment. It's going to get better once we get rid of all that huge mass for the Tidal lander and return vehicle. So let's wait for... Did the orbital survey already stop again? Apparently. Oh yeah, because we're now above the lowlands again. Now we're above the highlands again. I can try to resume it again. And probably in 2 seconds it's going to stop. There we go, we're extending the boom. Oh yes, the orbital construction stuff. That was fun in KSP1, yeah. It was a bit finicky. I wasn't a fan of the execution of the feature, but the feature itself in general was a lot of fun. Solar panels, sandals in space. I mean, if you want to visit Duna, of course you need some sandals in the red sand. Don't you agree? And again, we switched biome, or we switched, what's it called? They call it regions now, because biomes is a bit too specialized term, apparently. That's how it was explained to me. And again, we switched highlands, lowlands, highlands, lowlands, highlands, lowlands. I mean, who evolutionized this planet? Why does it switch between highlands and lowlands so quickly? Can anyone explain to me? Oh, we're in high orbit now. Okay, then it's not possible, because we want to have that survey in low orbit. But we're moving ahead quickly. So what we're going to do now is to change our plane. So we're not in a retrograde orbit around Tidal, but a prograde orbit. It's going to help us get back off of it with our lander. Yeah, bio is the syllable for life, or the kind of word element for life. That's true, but I'm not sure it means that there is life in that region. I think it means like more of living area or potential living area, something like that. I don't know. I am not familiar with the etymology of the word biome, so if anyone in chat is, let us know. One and go. Let's do this. Leon Dietrich, to answer your question, I believe the maneuver planner would be a lot more precise if it wouldn't just show a yellow bar on the bottom, but if it would show us the exact number of delta V still required, so that the required delta V number you see in the top row, it would go down in real time with what you're burning. So you can see it there. And if that number would go down, you could be a lot more precise with your maneuvers, because then you could fine-tune your throttle and really get it to where you want to be. The other problem is that at least in KSP1 it was like that your the maneuver is calculated in such a way that as if you would unload all the energy at the single point in time. So when you plan the maneuver at this point, the game would calculate it in such a way as if you would unload 2000 meters per second of delta V exactly at this point and not over a stretch of time. But from what I remember is that this should be better in KSP2, but unfortunately it is not as precise right now because we don't see the number of delta V for real. Okay. How are we doing? That's not far enough. There we go. Okay, a little bit further than I wanted, but it's fine. All right. Now we need to get close, really close. A 1 minute burn. Okay. Sorry if I'm not as talkative as I was before. I'm starting to feel how tired I am. And I also want to do this maneuver right. So Tidal AP, how are we doing? I don't want to crash into Tidal. That would be a huge pain in the behind. So let's get it down a bit further. Okay, that should work. That should work. Let's save this. Let's move towards our maneuver node. Look at that green glow of JooL on our tanks. I think it's JooL's reflecting. Otherwise I can't. Where is JooL? Hello, where are you? Anyone seen the gas giant? Ah, I think that's it, over there. Okay, but why is it reflecting green light when it itself is not lit by the sun? I think that's a bit of an oversight. What do you say? It's not black body radiation, it's green body radiation. Okay, let's move back. Did I save? I hope I saved. I think I did a quick save. If not, yeah. So this is something I really don't like. If you are far away with time warp until maneuver node, it will warp until like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then you can do another time warp until you're 30 seconds. And why doesn't it time warp automatically to 30 seconds? Or even closer? I would like to have a setting or something that does this. But yeah. Oh well. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, I lost the gas giant. 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's get this down a bit. what I'm a little bit worried about is if we look at our real-time periapps, then it's going down, but it should go up to 47 kilometers and not below. Why is this happening? Maybe because I am not yet past it. Probably once I go past the periapps, it's going to get up. That's something that I never got used to in the original KSP, and I think it just has to do with how orbital mechanics are calculated in general, not specific to KSP2. But yeah, let's see how that goes. Yeah. There we go. Now the periapps is rising again. See? Now we're increasing it again. So yeah, when you start your circularization burn before the periapps, then the periapps will go down, and afterwards it will go up once you get past that point. So chat, how are we doing? Are you guys still up for doing a landing on Tidal? I think we might be able to do so. And if I remember correctly, right here where the Tidal indicator is, whether I can start the maneuver, there should be the Tidal monument, I think. Probably going to be out of reach once we're there, but we'll see. Okay, 20 seconds left on that burn. So 20 seconds game time, which means a lot more seconds in real time. Let's resume our orbital survey in low orbit, because we're now above the highlands. So hey, maybe we can get that survey data finally. Southern hemisphere? We'll see. From my recollection, the Tidal monument is pretty much on the equator. So it's either this crater or over here, but oops. I think I did a bad thing. We now have really low periapps over there on Tidal. It should be safe. That's what you get from that's what you get from talking to chat and not watching your burn. Okay, let's save that. We are now at save number 6, I think. Let's see. Okay, maybe we can get to it. Maybe we can get to the monument. Which one is it of these shiny craters? The one where I have my mouse over here, crater number 1, or the one where I have the indicator now, crater number 2? Where's the monument? Crater number 1 or crater number 2? I don't think it's in the lower one. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to warp forward until we can actually see something. And then we're going to do a little bit of moving some Kerbals around. Because we need to land, of course, right? Yeah, but which pod is which? Ah, That's easy, yeah. Who are we going to land on Tyler? Kirbin, Murney, Edhead, Chadster, or Tomford? I vote for Edhead because he looks confident. Oh, we can only do 4 times time warp now. Yo, game, let me time warp faster. Come on. Yeah, I think it's the left one. I believe it's the left one. I want to get into the sunlight so I can show you the lander. This is not physics time warp, by the way. This is just really just 4x time warp because the game says, oh, you're below a certain altitude in a completely stable orbit outside of an atmosphere. You're not allowed to go faster. This is my bored face. Let's see where we're going to end up. Yeah, I should have added more lights. I think I had a light over at the front. Ah, there we go. Okay, now we're going to have to undock this. Come on, where's the docking port? I need to find the docking port over here. Wish me luck, undocking can be hairy. Was that a good sound or a bad sound? Uh-huh. Oh, I think we oh wow. Frame rate really dropped now. Oof. Wow, this is not really bad. What happened to my frame rate? What do we have now? Like 2 FPS or something? We have exactly 2 FPS. Good guess. Oh wow. So apparently 2 vehicles in the scene was too much. You can see me have RCS enabled. What I really want to do is get this thing out. I think it's moving. Yep, it's moving. What we're going to do now is a cheat. We're time warping it out. Because I'm pretty sure it's... I mean, it was clear of the vehicle anyway. But... yeah, now we have it. Okay, let's try this. Marcus, hey, welcome to the chat. Good to see you again, buddy. What you're witnessing here is my attempt on getting down to Tylo's surface. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, okay. I don't think we're gonna make the monument, guys, because once I'm here, I I won't be able to perform the landing correctly because I need to go 4 times time warp, and that takes too much time. I really want to get this over with as fast as possible. The problem is, oh, I just see we have the ground very close. Ooh, we only have 15 kilometers of height. That might get hairy. I need some more distance between me and the ground. Guess we really have to time warp over there with 4x time warp. Yeah, I could time warp faster from the tracking station, that's true. But then again, we might run into some other issues. But we're going fast enough for now. We're going to try to attempt the descent around here where I have the indicator in front of my mouse now. So once we're there, we're going to get down. Or we can try the monument. Let's try the monument. So, oh, we have 0 delta V according to the game. Okay, SP, never change. Right. I flew past the monument? No. That's not here. It's over there. Yep, I'm gonna save now. And let's see. Maneuver node in 2 minutes. Oh, it is physical time warp. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're really close to the surface. I'm not sure that this is going to work. But we'll try anyway. Oh, the one above, you mean that's the monument crater here above? Where my indicator is now? Robert, is that where it is? Ah, well, I already found the monument once. If so, it would be in that crater over there. Okay. I'm a bit confused where it is or isn't, but might be because I'm really tired right now. We're almost 3 hours into this stream. Just below my orbit. Okay. Yeah, we will see. We will see. Let's see how this works out. Well, actually, Marcus, this vehicle is not so complex. This is more like the lander, but the mothership that we had, that was a big one. That swallowed a lot of FPS, and also apparently being close to the surface here of Tidal also makes things difficult. So let's see if we can manage to get down onto the surface without dying. So I did a quick save just about now. Let's do a bit of time warp forwards. Frame rate is probably going to improve once we are rid of the mothership. That's because that's going to be really close at the moment. Where is it? There it is, above. Once that is out of physics range, I'm pretty sure frame rate is going to improve a lot, because that was also the case in KSP1. Yes, Hulklander smash surface. That's what we're going to aim for. Well, no, I don't want to smash. Nah, my PC is not overheating. I'm basically idling at 65 degrees. The FPS problem is not a performance problem. It is a performance problem, but it's not a problem with hardware capabilities or available resources. There are way more available resources here on this computer than the game is even trying to get. Ah, now you see the frame rate has improved a lot. See how smooth it is now compared to before? Okay, let's check our resource manager. We should have the side tanks drain. Yep, that's it. Once they are drained, we're gonna drop them, and then we'll continue on just the vector engine alone. Okay. Ah, that's not good. I don't think we're gonna manage this, guys. Let's try to do it like this so we don't crash. We're way too fast. Way too fast. Hi, Crispy. We're trying to land on Tylo. It's going so-so. Could be better, could be worse. Oh wow, we're gonna be in the highlands soon. Okay, I'm waiting for the tanks to empty, the side tanks, so I can get rid of those. Yeah, we need to raise ourselves a little bit more. Okay, tanks are empty. You are gone now. Oh, SAS, don't be so weird. Okay. What's going on now? Okay, whoops. No. Get into the retrograde orientation. Come on. We're already a bit too fast. Still have 500 meters per second of delta V left. That should be enough. Uh, 300. Gonna be close one. Can we land this without crashing? This is going to be a hairy moment. We're 33 meters above ground, and now we need to other direction, other direction. No! Ah, come on. That went well. The one solar panel that hasn't been destroyed needs to get back in. Well, we landed on Tidal. Ah? Who needs landing gear? Am I right? Ah, I love it. I even managed to save that one solar panel. Yes, let's do some science. And extend this thing. I'm so glad we did this. Yeah, go outside. I'm going to go outside. Don't you worry. Uh-oh. There's a spent stage coming. I hope this doesn't roll into us and crashes into us now. Okay, let's do a quick save. Amazing. Tidal landed somehow. I think that describes the situation perfectly. Okay, Edhead. Let's get you out of there. I hate the camera when you try to zoom in on a Kerbal and then rotate, and it goes somewhere. But yeah, no, it's kind of okay. Let's do a surface survey. Grab a quick screenshot. And now we have our surface survey, and of course crew observation. Didn't we already do that? I think we already did that. But doesn't matter. And of course we plant our flag. Picture perfect Kerbal landing. Of course. And yes, Nelson, Hulk lander smashed. I mean, we didn't find the monument, but I think this was even better. Perfect. Awesome. This was awesome. I really like that. Okay, what I don't like is, I mean, we have if you look on the top left where Shadow Space Agency is, there is my flag, that astronaut, Kerbonaut, whatever not, with the flag in behind with the colors. And for some reason the game never uses that flag, it uses the standard KSP flag, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, Hulklander smashed. Okay, let's get out of there and let's get in there. And we did it! We have done our science stuff. Do we also have our radiation survey from the surface? We can filter for that. And radiation observation, Tidal, high orbit. No, we want it now. We can do these radiation surveys from any situation, so we should be able to perform it now. There we go. Wow, 1280 science points for that survey. I really like the filter on the research inventory. You can set whatever flight situation, what type of experiment, if it's samples or data. Really nice addition here. Okay, let's do a quick save. I guess we can ignore the landing gear from here on out. I mean, it's pretty much worthless. And let's see if our brave pilot Edhead can manage to get back into orbit. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, I'm really quickly going to do the gravity turn as fast as possible. This is going to be a bit hairy because we're rather low across the surface, but yeah, I think we can manage that. Apoapsis is rising. I want to aim that above 40 kilometers, of course. Oh no! We don't have any orbit lines because we're still in the landed state. That's one of those stupid bugs of KSP. Because once we're launched, this thing still believes we're landed for some reason. There is a location landed, Tidal lowlands. But we can probably remedy this with a quick save. But let's see. We should be able to go into orbit. There we go. We are now in a stable orbit, at least according to the numbers in the top left. No, we aren't, because orbital decay is back. But it's probably back because it still believes the vehicle is landed. Yeah, landed. Tidal Highlands. Not good. Okay, let me try something. And let's load our quick save from where we were actually landed. Okay, we are landed now when I now launch from the surface, does it switch to not landed? I certainly hope so. Yes! Okay, we remedied that. So I think we're going to be in a better situation now. Flight report. What did we lose? We lost a solar panel and we lost 2 of our landing gears. Yeah, bit of a bummer, but I think we can manage without them. I mean, basically those landing gears, I wanted to have those mainly for Tidal. So a lot of good that did us. So let's see. Yeah, our torque vector is a bit off. Yes, now we have an apoapse. No, we don't need to go that far. But let's go over there. Okay. 28 seconds until we until we have our maneuver. Five, four, three, two, one, go! Yeah, Robert, you're right. It does improve my delta V a little bit. But I think, yes, we are now very safe. Or we would be if our orbit would not decay. Okay, what I'm going to do now is, where is my mothership? I'm going to set this as a target. And then I'm going to try to... Oh, and we're even almost in the same plane as it. Look at that. We only are 0.4 degrees off. That's not bad. Rapid unscheduled design optimization. Good one, Nelson. Science, yes, science. New experiments. I hope not that the other ship is crashing. That would be bad. No, that the other one has a stable 47-35 kilometer orbit. We have similar orbits. My orbit is like 102 versus 102 versus 31 kilometers, and the mothership is like 47 and 35 kilometers in height. But my problem is, once I leave time warp, I unfortunately have a decaying orbit, so I really need to get that periapse higher. Huh. Now that I'm out of that situation, the orbit is no longer decaying, which is a good thing. Who do I think will win the Astro Awards? I honestly don't know. I know that the Astro Awards are happening, and I've taken part in that survey that Tim posted on Twitter a while back, but I don't know who else is nominated in what kind of categories. So I'm not really sure, but I think for the poll that he posted, for sure Chandrayaan is going to win something. I mean, it was a very impressive mission. Only the another nation capable of landing on the moon. That's good, and also that they've shown the capability to let the lander hop, and they also brought the rover. So ISRO really showed up with Chandrayaan. That was a great mission. Okay, guys, we now have a stable orbit around Tylo. And what we need to do now is to find some way to meet up again with our vessel. So what I'm going to do now for this is I'm going to really match the planes, and then I'm going to try to find some way to meet, because right now our encounters are the rendezvous points, the intersects are really far away from each other. So that's something we should need to improve. Okay, so we once again have to suffer through the 4 times time warp. And we're closing in on the end of my water. Alrighty then. Man, I really need to do a highlight reel or something from that from that landing. That was such a Kerbal landing. Unfortunately, I didn't record that because OBS kind of was weird during that time. Okay, come on. Get through that situation. I think 50 kilometers. Do you guys know which what the limit is where you can start time warping faster than 4x on Tylo? Is it 50 kilometers above sea level, or is it 60 kilometers above sea level? We're reaching 40 kilometers above sea level, so that's not it. We cannot time warp fast yet. What do you think, 50 or 60? I can't remember. Or maybe it's a weird number, like 47.68. Oh, you think 30 above ground? Yeah, that could be. Let's see. I've switched to ground. Ah, no. It was not 30 above ground. I think it might have been 50 or 60k above sea level, because usually those limiters are in regards to sea level. Right. Let's do this quick plane change. Okay, 0.0. That's a good number. Okay, what do I need to do to get this working? Let's see. How fast or how far do we need to go? Let's focus on Tylo. And let's see here. 2A and 2B are closing in. Up, that was too far. And 4, 3, 2, 1. That's close enough, don't you think? No, that's way too far. Ah. Now we should be closer. Yeah, 5 kilometers is okay. Maybe we can get even closer to 400 meters, 300 meters, 200, 201. Yeah. And how fast are we? 280 meters per second relative speed, 215 required delta V for the maneuver. We have 640 left. That should do it. First time an orbital launch on January 1st, like ever? Or from India for the first time? Or is it the first time on January 1st any launch has ever happened in the entire history of spaceflight? Can you tell me? Okay. We're going to get to the moon of JooL. Okay, we're back to our 4x time warp. Okay. I have one more goal for this stream before I go to bed, and that is that I want to get this lander back into the payload bay, and then we have to continue this at another time, unfortunately. There we go. 10 seconds. 7 seconds. And that might have been too much. Yep, that was too much. But I'm using now my RCS to get closer. I hope I'll have enough left afterwards, but I think I might. Yeah, 300 meters approximately. That's gonna be good. Okay, let's switch to target mode. Looks like the Terminator or something. Okay, let's time warp until here. Hulk lander smash the surface of Tidal. Finally, some faster time warp. Woo! Ah, there we go. You see, in 40 kilometers, there is our target. So once we reach 2 kilometers, I'm gonna end time warp. Oh yes, there's a lot of sound effects. What I really don't like is the SAS moving sound effect. Sorry, need to stop chatting for a while. And why are you moving so weird, ship? Stop moving. let's move towards our target. I changed the navball mode. Okay, let's answer the first question. I changed the navball mode by clicking on the velocity indicator on the left hand side. So I click on it, it's orbit mode. I click on it again, it's surface mode. I click on it again, it's target mode. Target mode is very helpful in this case now, because we know where our target is, and we can then set the retrograde orbit, the retrograde indicator in such a way so that we can get to it better. Okay, my speech center is already a bit fuzzy, so forgive me if I'm talking a bit gibberish at the moment. Oh yeah, we have some orbital decay going on. Whoo, so basically we're on the clock. Really need to get this going before we get into a situation where we cannot get anything going anymore. Oh, that might have been too fast. Thanks, Nelson. You explained it better than I could in my current situation. Yeah, that's the gist of it, basically. We want to match velocities. And right now, what I'm doing is not that. Yeah, this is one of the problems when things are lagging and moving around in a weird way. So can I... let's roll back those... let's roll back the solar panels just in case. Same here. Usually I have more time for these types of maneuvers, but with the orbit decaying, I'm a bit nervous at the moment. Okay, that was a lot too fast. But my intention here was to get it into a better orientation to hit the cargo bay. But we're now way too far away. Come on! Yeah, that orbital decay is really annoying. It's a bug, and yeah, there's no atmosphere in Tidal. You're right about that. This should not be happening. This should not be happening. I'm not trying to use the RCS to slow myself down. might be able to do so. I really wish there was an easier way to target docking ports than right-clicking and going via the parts manager. But it is what it is. Well, Elon Max, they did, and then they unfixed it. So basically, yeah. There was already a fix for the orbital decay bug, and then they did something else and they ruined it again. So we're now in a situation where we still have this orbital decay stupidity. Justin McBride, what do you mean with just move around, or only use RCS to move around? If I activate RCS and use the translation controls on my keyboard, that's I, J, K, and L, then I can move the vehicle laterally and left to right and dorsal and ventral. What is you doing? Okay, I'm trying to concentrate on getting this into the cargo bay somehow. But apparently something... Why am I not closing in? Is the RCS too weak, maybe? Let's see, let's get a bit closer with time warp help. And turn like this. I really miss my docking port alignment indicator mod. Or, well, it's not mine. The one that Navy Fish did for KSP1. That was a good mod. I really used it a lot. Because I have some kind of perception problem with the three-dimensional docking stuff. But I think here we are going to be fine. We're closing in. Going to bump into the cargo bay. Let's not do that. Trying to hit the target. So if you watch the nav ball, you can see that I tried to match the prograde vector to the target vector. The idea here being that I move my vehicle by the translation controls in such a way that I can hit the docking port. I really should have put a light in there. I can't see anything. Okay, sorry for the lack of entertainment from my voice, but 'But I'm really trying to focus on getting this docked. And does this mean I'm docked? What happened? Okay, the game is frozen now. I guess we're docked. Whew. That was intense. All right. Okay. So, what we're going to try to do is to raise our apoapps and periapps somehow. But I'm going to do that at another time. Because now I'm going to end this stream because I'm really tired and it's 1:30 a.m. over here. And I'm going to say thank you to everyone who has joined for the time being. And I wish everyone a happy new year already tomorrow, if you celebrate New Year's tomorrow. And I hope we see each other again soon, either in the comment section under an upcoming video or maybe in an upcoming stream or whenever we'll meet again. In this case, thanks a lot for joining, thanks a lot for chatting with me, and I hope you have a great night, a good morning, a good day, whatever your time zone is. See you around. Bye.